Welcome everyone and really appreciate your time spent to join in our webinar. Today's topic is Minitab Statistical Software Capability Analysis. I'm Nawal Sulawati. I'm the Technical Support Specialist at Visit System. Visit System are independent local and representation for Singapore, Malaysia and Batam, Indonesia. Okay, a few housekeeping item notes before we begin. We have a Q&A session after the presentation. Please submit any question you have and we will try do our best to answer them if have time. If no, we will answer afterwards by email. We recommend viewing this webinar on your laptop or PC for the best result. Please fill out our survey before you exit the tab. This survey will help us to improve the quality of upcoming webinar. We record this webinar and upload to our website www.visit.com and YouTube channel Malaysia, Minitab Malaysia and Singapore. So there's no problem if you miss anything or want to review afterwards. Okay, Minitab was developed in 1972. So today, Minitab in market for 50 years. Minitab Statistical Software is software package for statistical analysis. So variety of statistical tools available in Minitab. This software will have powerful statistical software since everyone can use whether you are statistician or non-statistician or data sciences or non-data sciences. Okay, so our flagship product is, of course, Minitab Statistical Software, but we have 5 others product as well. They are Minitab Connect is for the data transformation and dashboard, and then for the software predictive modeler for machine learning and predictive analytics. But some of these algorithm inside the SPM now available in Minitab Statistical Software, and then we also have the quality trainer. This one is online training, consists of a few models like statistical inference, statistical regression, statistical process control, design of experiment, and so on. Okay, and then we have we call it, this one is a Minitab Engage. This one is a software for the addition execution project, and then Minitab Workspace is for visual tools are template like VSM, FMEA, brainstorming tools, something that one. And then, but today we focus on the statistical software. We specific with the tools is a capability analysis. But if you interest further to know others product, please let we know. We can have a demo on that. Okay, so here some of the tools are available in Minitab Statistical Software. For example, for quality, I think most of you coming from this webinar start with the quality side. Okay, most of them, but others quality department also using the Minitab Statistical Software in their job work. For quality, actually we have something like measurement system analysis. We have a control chart, and then we have a capability analysis for today's session. And then we cover also for the acceptance sampling, and then we have a tolerance interval. So hopefully all these tools are available and you already know about this one. Okay, but if let's say you want to know about the control chart, how to run, what is control chart, we already conduct the webinar on this control chart, and then we also already conduct the measurement system analysis. I think I will share the link in the chat box. If you have time after this, maybe you can view the that webinar. Okay. Okay, so we also have something like for reliability engineering, and then with the latest Minitab 21 has new tools inside the reliability engineering. We call it is COP regression. Okay, so we have a product development. If let's say you are coming from an R&D, and I think this one is a famous one. It's a familiar with the R&D department. It's a consists of the design of experiment. But in the Minitab, actually, we not cover for the full factorial only. We have others design. We have a screening design. We have a response surface design. We have a mixture and so on. Okay, and then nowadays we always talk about the analytic, what is analytic, and then Minitab able to run the analytic project. Since we have a statistical model inside the Minitab itself, we have a traditional way is a regression, but now we added, we call it the predictive analytic with the classification and regression tree. Okay, and then we enhance our visualization. We have a graph builder inside the Minitab will consist of different visualization you can do before you create. Okay, meaning to say that you can overview your data set first before you decide what type of the graph you want to see. Okay, and then this one is the process validation. Okay, so but just mentioned here, it's not in the sequence, but all these tools are available in Minitab. Okay, so we have others. We have a many customer already using the Minitab. Okay, not only for manufacturing, we have also for services and so on. So our agenda today is we try overview of capability analysis. I think most of you already know what is the capability analysis as a CP, PPK and so on. And then we try compare with the capability analysis and capability Sixpack when you want to use the capability analysis and then when you want to use the capability Sixpack. And then if let's say your data set is not normal, so we cover for the capability not normal, and then we try with the assistant. So many ways to get the capability analysis in the Minitab. Okay, so understand the process is crucial part for any organization to gain the maximum profit. So the first step is to make sure your process is stable. So for this case, to make sure the process is stable, we already cover on last month webinar on the control chart itself. Let's say you have a time, after this you can view it. And then once your process is stable, okay, we can use statistical technique like this today, capability analysis, to see if the process is capable or consistent producing the product that meets the customer standard. So sometimes our customers say that is the CPK is good, but why have a defect or something that one. So maybe they not look on the stability process before they measure the capability on that. Okay. So capability analysis, actually you want to evaluate your process meets the set requirement that is defined by specification limit. So in word, we say that you want to try compare. This one you imagine your process compare with your requirement. So which is a lower spec limit and then upper spec limit. So when your process is centered and well within the spec limit, it's more capable of constantly producing product that meets the customer expectation. So in the graphical way, you can see that if let's say your process is like this one, so we consider is this process is capable. But if let's say your process outside the control spec limit, so we consider this one is not capable. Okay, so seems like this one is a histogram. It's not the new thing. It's you already know. Okay, since your secondary school, this one is the histogram. So based on this histogram, you are able to compare the process and within your set of requirements. Okay, So when to use the capability analysis? So prior to taking deliver of a new process equipment, maybe before you're approving the new installation process equipment for production use, or maybe as a production begin, okay, to establish the capability of the equipment, operator combination, or ongoing basis to verify the continuity of the capability. So when your or specification condition are found, but I think most of the manufacturer outside there start their improvement project with this analysis is a capability analysis. Okay, so why you, okay, you are manufacturer, okay, you are the responsibility for your company, so why you need have a capability analysis? So maybe you want to decide which vendor consistently provide superior the quality parts, and then maybe is the variability in the process low enough to consistent provide the part that fall within the specification limit. Okay, and then does the process need to be shifted to operate more effectively within the specification limit? So I think we need go for this thing. Okay, two term must be clear part before you go further. This one is we call it the control limit. Okay, control limit is a calculate from your process. Mean to say that if let's say you not collect your data set, so you not able have the control limit. But if let's say you want to see the specification limit is defined by your customer or maybe defined by your design. Okay, so this one is we call it the specification limit. Mean to say that before your process start or begin, you already have the specification limit. Okay, it's a different with the control limit. So ongoing process, you can get the control limit. Okay, and then of course in the control limit we have we call it the upper control limit, and then we have the lower control limit. But for the spec also we have the same. We have the upper spec limit and then lower spec limit. Okay, so before we go further, you need to define by yourself what is the control limit, what is the specification limit. Okay, because this one is something like important. Okay, for you decide whether you have you say that this one is the spec limit or control limit. So I think most of us have a spec limit before we get the control limit. Okay. So this one is the way how to run the Minitab for the capability analysis. So this one is available two way. Okay, this one is a capability Sixpack, and then we have a capability analysis. So this one is depends on your situation. Okay, so for the capability Sixpack is we have a normal distribution, we have between or within, and then we have a non-normal. And then for the capability analysis, we have a continuous and attribute. Continuous and attribute here is referred to your type of data, which is you have a continuous means that is a numeric data, measurement data is a length, diameter is something that one. So you consider that this one is continuous. But attribute something like you have accept or reject, yes or no, okay, or defective, if defect or defective, something like one, and then you can go for the binomial Poisson distribution. Okay, for this one is the continuous. Also, we have a normal, we have non-normal, and then we have between and within. But for the capability analysis, actually, you can have a multiple variables. So sometimes in the process, you not measure only one variables, one parameter. Maybe you access another parameter. So you able to use the capability analysis in the Minitab. I think we open the Minitab first. Okay, where is the capability? Okay, so you can get from the stat. Okay, go for the stat, you can go for the quality tools, and then you can see the capability analysis. So all in the capability analysis, actually you have normal, is between or within, you have non-normal, you have multiple, and then you have the binomial and Poisson. And then you have others option, which is as you can get in the Minitab is a capability Sixpack. Okay, most of our customer love it for this Sixpack. Okay, we have a normal, between and within, and then non-normal. So this one is how you get the capability analysis in the Minitab. Okay, we go back to this slide. Okay. Okay, so this one is a differences between the capability Sixpack and the capability analysis. Okay, always our customer ask this one is a true, which one is the best? Okay, that this answer can be all this one is the best. Okay, depends on your situation, depends on your objective. So in the Sixpack, actually, you can have something like to assess the assumption. Okay, we look on this one, the assumption for the normal capability analysis, and then to evaluate only the major indices of the process capability. But for the capability analysis, you can get to evaluate, okay, your objective sum to evaluate the potential within an overall capability. Okay, so for in the Sixpack, actually you can get the determine whether the process is stable and in control, and then in the Sixpack you can able to see determine the whether the data follow a normal distribution, and then you can get the matrices of PP, PPK or CP, CPK. But in the capability analysis, which is you need to determine whether the process is capable first, and then you can get the compare the overall capability of the process with this the potential or within capability to assess the opportunity of for the improvement. So some information will be different between capability Sixpack and then capability analysis. We look after this, okay? And then this one is the most important before you rely on your CP and CPK. Okay, you must check your process is stable. Okay, so how to check it based on your control chart. Okay, so we consider that if your process, okay, inside this line, okay, which is a control, upper control limit and the lower control limit. Inside this control limit, we consider that your process is stable, your process in control state. But if let's say your one sample outside from this one, so we'll consider that your process is not stable, your process is not controlled. So if let's say that kind of the situation you face it, and then you try measure your CP, CPK, maybe has something wrong with that. Okay, you not rely on that. Okay, because the first assumption, you fail it. Okay, and then the second assumption is must be you need have distribution inside your process itself, whether it's a normal or non-normal. But we consider that if let's say you want to look on the capability normal, so you make sure that the process in normal distribute. Okay, but if let's say you using the non-normal is not wrong, it's a right also, but you have your own distribution. We'll talk about it after this for the non-normal distribution. So make sure the two things stable, and then you have distribution. So hopefully we have a normal distribution, which is all the practitioner or the practice or the aspect out there know about the normality. Okay, but if let's say you're using non-normal, is it okay? No worries. Okay. And then we try with this one case study here. Okay, so we the company wants to determine whether the diameter of cable wire that the company manager meets the specification. Okay, so each hour operator take a subgroup of 5 consecutive cable wire from the production line and they measure the diameter. So they have a specification or tolerance in this diameter is to meet the engineering specification. I think I will go back to the data set to see it. Okay, so here that company has to measure the diameter. So as we know, diameter is measurement. So measurement, we consider that this parameter, this variable is a continuous data set. Okay, and then they collect every time. Each hour they collect 5. Okay, means that your subgroup now is a 5. So just now we say that we need to look on the assumption before we go to the capability analysis. Okay, so how to get, go to stack, go to control chart, go to subgroup, X bar R chart. Okay, for this case, we already have this diameter. Okay, so the subgroup size is a 5, and then you click OK. Okay, so you get this control chart. So based on this control chart, your average and then your range, okay, as bar chart. So all the sample inside the control limit. So meaning to say that this process is stable. Okay, the first assumption. Second assumption you are able to get in the Minitab, go to stat, basic statistic. Okay, basic statistic, you choose the normality test. Okay, normality test. But I think a lot of time to check the normality test. So since we using the Minitab, we can use the normality test. If let's say you're using the something like histogram also can. So no worries. Is it available to check in the normality? Okay. So for this case, I will try with the normality test. Go for the diameter, and then you click OK. So based on this PP plot, capability plot of this diameter, you see on this P value is a more than 0.05. So we'll consider that the process is normality distribute. Okay, so for this case, we have a process in control, and then we have the normality process. So consider of these two assumptions, we can further for this one, okay, by look on the capability indices. Okay. So before we get the CP, CPK, we get the PP, PPK, and then we have others indices to look to measure the capability analysis. We have a sigma level, we have DPU or DPMO or DPMO, and then we have PDM. So maybe different company have different standard to evaluate the capability indices. But I think most of us using the potential reading is of CP and CPK, and then we have the performance capability. See, overall of the capability is a look on the PP and PPK. Okay, so this one is the potential capability is associated with the reading subgroup standard deviation. So for this case, we look on the 1.33. So almost the practitioner say that 1.3 is as capable. But if let's say you have 1, is we consider that is a majorly capable. But if it's a below than 1, we consider that the process is not capable. And then if let's say you have a highest than 2, okay, maybe highly capable. But I think most of us look on this capability or CPK or CP-CPK must be 1.33. Okay, so this one is overall capability is we look on the PP or PPK. Okay, just now is a reading. Okay, this one is the overall. It's a PP and PPK. So the same. It's a less than 1, it's not capable. It's a 1, we consider that is a marginally capable. This one is the 1.33 is a capable. If let's say more than 2, it's highly capable. Okay, so you look on this one. So this one is a differences between CP and CPK and PPK. Okay, CP and CPK is a reading. For the overall, you look on the PPK. So maybe if let's say you go for the CPK, we look on the short term. Okay, if let's say you look on the long term, so you can look on the PP and PPK. Okay, so for the CP and CPK, basically we look on the 4 subgrouping. Okay, and then for the PPK, we look on the whole process. Okay, so for this one is CP and CPK available once for the normal data. Okay, but if let's say you look on the you have a non-normal data, you just only have the PP and PPK, not have the for CP and CPK. Okay, so other customer ask why they run the their data set but not able to see on the CP and CPK. Since the data is not normal, so Minitab can generate only PP and PPK. It's not generate for the CP and CPK. Okay, so we try with this one. Okay, the same data set. Okay, just now the same data set. Okay, how to get the capability analysis? So go for the stat, go for the quality tools, you choose the capability analysis. Okay, since you already know it's a normal, so you just choose normal. Okay, so for this case, your diameter, your subgroup 5, and then the lowest spec is 0.5, and then your upper spec is 0.6. Okay, and then you click OK. Okay, so now you get the capability analysis. I will go to stat, go to quality tools, go to capability analysis, you choose the normal. So you complete all this dialog box and then you click OK. So you get the capability analysis. So what you look on this is a PPK and PP and PPK. And then you look on the reading is a CP and CPK. So based on this one, you can get the PP and PPM. Okay, but if let's say you want to more information, something like confidence interval for one-sided or two-sided is more advanced one. So you go back to the dialog box, you go for the option. Okay, you look on the option. So maybe you want to look on the percentage, no need to look on the PPM. So you can adjust on this one. Okay, or you want to look on the confidence interval. So not only one-sided, maybe you want to two-sided. They click OK, and then they click OK. So you get more information. You get for the confidence interval for the PPK, confidence interval for the CPK, and then you get the overall for the confidence interval for the performance, and then the confidence interval for the expected reading. So if let's say you want to more on this one, go for the option. And then maybe you want not to this tolerance with the K go to 6, maybe 5 or maybe 4 and so on. So you can go for the option side here. Okay, so based on this PPK, PP, PPK, CP and CPK is a less than 1. So we'll consider that the process is not capable. So based on this histogram also, you can see that have a sample outside from this spec limit, lower and the upper limit. So the process is like, looks like okay, it's centered, but others one is outside the control limit. Control spec, sorry, control spec. So we consider that on this process is not capable. Okay, so if let's say you're using the capability analysis. So after that, we also have option. Okay, option, we say that capability Sixpack. This one is the flagship one, it's in the Minitab. So you can go for the capability Sixpack, you go for the normal. Okay, so for this case, okay, your diameter, your subgroup 5, and then your spec limit 29, sorry, 0.6. Okay, for the upper, sorry, 0.5. Okay, so, sorry, 0.6. This one is 0.5. Okay, and then you click OK. So now you get the 6 here is a 6 picture inside this one. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So the same thing you look on this capability histogram, and then you can look on the capability plot here. So you can get the CP, CPK, PP, and PPK here. Okay, but inside the Sixpack, you already show the control, is it stable or not stable, and then the normality test. Okay, this one is the differences between you using the Sixpack and then you're using the capability analysis. So that's why I say that if let's say your objective to show only capability, so without knowing about the assumption, so you show on this way, capability analysis. But if your customer requests for control, is it stable or not stable, normal or not normal, so you can go for the capability Sixpack. Okay, so sometimes you use the Sixpack and then your customer already know about this assumption. So they look on this control chart. So they say that your process is not control. So that's why maybe your capability, you cannot rely on this value for the CP and CPK value. Okay, so this one is depends on you. But if let's say you see on this histogram, it's look the same. Okay, just different information you will get on this one. Okay, so we have two ways, go for the stat, quality tools, capability analysis, or capability Sixpack. It will depends on your purpose or objective. Okay, it will depends on this objective. Okay. I think I will go back to this one. So already covered it. Is this already covered? Okay, sorry. Okay, the same. If let's say you want to more on this capability Sixpack also, you can go back to the dialog box. Okay, you can go for the option one. Okay, so maybe you don't want look on the CP or PPK, you can look on the Z value. Okay, so you can get here. It's go for the option one. So for the advanced information, you will get this one. Okay, so but hopefully you before you get this value, hopefully you need to know about that, how to interpret it. Okay. Okay, so for this one, okay, so this thing, I think most of us look on this way for the non-normal data set. Okay, I'm not touch a little bit more on this portion for the non-normal distribution. Okay, how to get what did happen, but the actual part, I think almost of us face with this situation is a non-normality distribution. It's not wrong. It's a good. Okay, it's a right, but just only different way you will get the different result only. Okay, maybe the method or the objective is still the same, just only different distribution. Maybe before this we not access or face it with the other distribution like whale-boot distribution, we have log normal distribution and so on. We have a lot of type of distribution actually. Okay, not the only normal distribution. Okay, so if let's say your process is something like not normal data set, okay, we have a two approach to perform the capability analysis. We have a two. The first option, maybe you can select a non-normal distribution that fit your data and then analyze the data using the capability for the non-normal. For this case, you already know about your distribution, or maybe you can check after this what type of the distribution you have for this process. Okay, and then maybe another way you can go for the transformation the data set. Means that transformation is you want to like something standardize your result, standardize your measurement. It could be maybe you can get the normality distribution. Okay, so have two options, whether you want to using the non-normal distribution or you want to use on the transformation your data set and then look on the normal distribution. Okay, so maybe after you're using the non-normal, something like you're using the whale-boot distribution, maybe your customer is not aware about well distribution. Okay, whale-boot distribution. So you need to explain what is the well distribution. It just look like different parameter you look. Non-normal and normal distribution, basically we look on the mean and the standard deviation. Maybe for the other distribution, we not look on that mean and standard deviation. We look at this parameter like median is mode, something that one, or something like distance or something that one. So it's not a new, it's already we use, but just only not popular distribution. Okay, in the within the market side there. Okay, so for this case we have one case, another case study here. Okay, the manufacturer use the machine to package the product. The engineer wants to assess the capability and random select the 100 package, the packages. Okay, they record the weight of each package. The specification range between this range, and the agent want know the distribution of weight follow the largest extreme value distribution. So for this case, maybe based on the historical data before this, they already know this process is follow for the largest extreme distribution. Okay, so you can directly use the non-normal distribution since you already know about the largest extreme value. But no worries, I will show how to get the identify the distribution. But for your information, only for the type of distribution available in Minitab currently. Okay, for the 1.4 distribution available in Minitab. Okay, so I will show how to get it. Okay, so open this data set first. Okay, go back to this one. We're using the packaging weight. Okay, so for this case, okay, packaging weight here. Okay, so how to get low, or how to identify the distribution on this process? Okay, you can get in the stat menu. Go to stat, go to quality tools. You can see individual distribution identification. Okay, you can get here. So we go back to stat, go to the quality tools, inside the quality tools, and then you can get the individual distribution identification. So you get here. So for example here, okay, your packaging weight, your subgroup size, every time just only take one, okay? And then here, you already know this one is specific one, okay? Maybe you already know about the largest, okay, largest absolute value, and then you click OK. Okay, you don't want here, and then click OK. So now you get the PP plot for this largest, and then you look on the AD, and the P value is more than 0.05. To consider that this process is a distribute for the largest extreme values. So if let's say you don't want here, go back to dialog box, and then you try use all the distribution and transformation, and you click OK here. Okay, so Minitab will generate all the distribution available currently in Minitab. Okay, so you can get the PP plot, and then you can get the goodness of the fit test here. Okay, so you can get all the PP plot for each type of the distribution, and then you look on this goodness of fit here. So maybe you're not familiar with the log normal, okay, and then log normal is okay, or this one. Okay, it's a more than 0.05 or so. This one is a less than. This one is not distribution. This one is the transformation. And then you can look on the p-value here, and then you can see the largest extreme value for this case. But for the manufacturer, always using the Wellpool. If let's say not normal distribution, so they will just use the Wellpool distribution. But for the Wellpool distribution, they have a 2 parameter and the 3 parameter. So always based on the expert one, they will always be using the less number of parameter. So will be good to explain it. Okay, will be good to explain it. For this case, we already know this one is the largest extreme value. Okay, distribution. Okay, so you can go back to the stat, you can go back to the quality tools, you can back maybe for the Sixpack, and you choose the non-normal distribution. Okay. Okay, so for this case, your packaging weight, subgroup size 1, and then for this fit distribution is the largest extreme value, and then for here is the lowest, and then here is the uppest one, and then you click OK. Okay, so now you get the capability histogram, and then you look on the capability plot here, and then you look on the assumption. It's outside from this one. It's not in the process. Okay, and then here is normal distribution. So for this one, is a PP and PPK also less than 1.33. We consider that the process is not capable. Maybe you need to adjust this process in control before you rely on the PP and PPK, since this assumption is not so good one. Okay, so or you just want to go for the stat, go for the quality tools. Okay, go back to capability analysis, which is you use non-normal. Okay, so for this case, here also the same, just different. This 29 and then 31. Declare OK. So you get this distribution, and then you get the PP and PPK. Just now I said that in the for the non-normal distribution, we're not able to show the CP and CPK. Okay, you just only have the PP and PPK for inside here. Okay, so this one is the first approach. You identify the distribution, and then you look on the non-distribution. Second part, okay, second part, you be able to use something transformation here. Okay, in the Minitab currently we have two types of transformation. We call it is a box. Okay, so we're using the box scope, and then we have a Johnson's transformation. So for the box score, it's easy to understand and provide the both within the subgroup and the overall capability. Johnson is very powerful and it can be used within the data, include the zero and negative value, but it's more complicated and it only provide the overall capability statistic. So it depends on you. You can check it with the identify just now. Okay, maybe you can go box score. It's a simple one. Okay, box score is something like you power of 2, you inverse your process and something that one. And then for the Johnson transformation, they have a formula inside to transform your data set. Okay, we go back to this one. Okay, the same case study. I just go for the stat, quality tools. Maybe I choose the Sixpack and then I choose normal. Okay, decide this is normal. For this case, I choose the packing weight. This one is a 1. Okay, the lowest pack is 29, and then this one is 31. Okay, but now I go for the transform, and then I will try and narrow with the box scope. Okay, so you can see that this one is a use optimal, and then you can use the ln, okay, square root, and so on. Then you click OK, and then you click OK. Okay, so for this case, it's actually you using the transformation method. Okay, you stay using the normality, but the data set Minitab transform. Okay, before you get for this value, for the normal value. So you can see on the CP and CPK, and then you can get the PP and PPK value. So also less than 1.23. So this consider the process is not capable. But you look on this control chart also have the something outside from this control limit. So maybe this process is not stable. So you need to fit the stable first and then look on the CP and CPK. But sometimes your CPK is more than 1. Okay, it's capable. Okay, maybe your process is not in control. Okay, but sometimes it will be vice versa. Okay, this one. Okay, maybe can this capable, maybe it's not capable and not in control side. Okay, but sometimes in control but can be not capable. Okay, in control but it's not capable. Okay, so maybe the different angle you need to identify your problem inside there. This process is in control, but it's not capable. Okay, for this case, maybe we check on the control state first before we measure the capability. Okay, for this case, we'll go back to this one. They already know it, this one, and then this one. Okay, we have others option to get the capability analysis in Minitab. We go to the Minitab. Okay, we use the capability analysis, the first case study here. So you can able to see the in assistant also. Okay, so go for the assistant and then capability analysis. I will love it for this one. Okay, because they give it you something. This one is a continuous and attribute. It's something guideline, and then go for the capability analysis. And then maybe here is a in one plot only diameter. Here is a 5. Lower is a 0.5. Upper is 0.6. Okay. And then maybe you have a target here, and then you click OK. So now you get the capability analysis using the assistant. They provide you the summary report, and then they provide you this kind of the features. It's a how capable is the process. Okay, you can see on this one is a low in high capable. Okay, this one is in this one also have the PP and PPK. They have PPM. They will have a Z burst and so on. And then they have a diagnostics report. We call it assumption, control, in control, and normal distribute. And then for this one is they call it. This one is the performance report here. So you get this one, and then they get after the report card. So we have a 3-way. In this first way, okay, and then the second way, and then the third way to get the capability using the Minitab. Okay, which is you can go for the capability analysis, and then you can go for the capability Sixpack, and then you can go for the assistant, which is have different output. Okay, but same result for the CP and CPK. The different presentation of the output here. Okay, for this case. Okay, I go back to this one. And then this one. Okay. Before we go for this case, so if let's say you have a question, so type in the Q&A session or chat box, I will address. Okay. So if let's say I'm not enough time to answer it, I will email after this webinar. Okay. So maybe you have other question, not on this topic, maybe different topic also, you can contact me at nor.sulawati@business.com. Okay. We see the question and first. Okay, I think this is a good question. If the process is not stable, we will still get a good CPK and PPK value such as S1.33. Basically, it's not. Okay, basically, it's not. Okay, and then what does mean the star or means in the p-value columns in the of the goodness of fit test. Okay, for this case, I'm not so touched on this one, but I will just show this one. Okay, since already. Okay, so during we have a many type of type of the function it to calculate the p-value. So for this case, for this transformation with the 3 parameter is always not able to get the p-value. So that's why it's a star here. Okay, it's a star here for the 3 parameter. Okay, so if let's say you have 1 or 2 parameter, we are able to get the p-value. If let's say 3 parameter, you're not able to get the p-value. Okay, hopefully I answer your question. Okay, is this a must to choose the distribution for the p-value more than 0.05 for capability analysis? This one is a for distribution. Okay, you must be fix your distribution because just now I will show this one is using the normal distribution. If let's say here is using the non-normal distribution, so we might be different on this value. Okay, so hopefully you try fix with distribution before you measure the CP and CPK or PP or PPK value. Okay. Okay. Do you have any basic training for Minitab? Yes, we have a public training or we have in-house training. I will show after this how you can get. Maybe I will let our sales team contact you for this case. Okay. Okay, at this session, assume that the attendees already has a basic knowledge of the. This one is something like we want to show the capability or the tools inside the Minitab itself. Okay, because we have a different topic. Okay, so for today's topic is we go for the capability analysis. Okay. So if let's say you want to look on the basic one, maybe you can go for our YouTube channel to see our previous recording webinar for all the other topic. Okay. Oh, okay. Okay, I think this one is a good question. Before do the CPK analysis, do we mandatory to do MSA first? Okay, MSA is a stand for the measurement system analysis. Okay, I think it's the basic one. We always start with the measurement system analysis. Okay, you look on the your parameter or your measurement is a good or not good to measure your parameter before you go further, like stability, you go further for the capability. Okay, in the theory part. But I think most of us look on the CPK first and then go back to the control chart, and after that they go back to the measurable system analysis. Okay, so but in the theoretical part, best way to start with the MSA. Okay, if let's say you want to uh, use SPC in your project or something like project improvement in the process or in your company side. Okay, basically you can have this presentation, okay, but you need to drop your email in the chat box or Q&A box. Okay. I think I will if let's say I think I know enough time to answer all the question. Okay, I will email after this. Okay, maybe after this I will email on this one. Okay. Okay, I go back to this presentation. Okay. And then I have this thing. This thing is a quick Minitab tips. I'm not sure you already know or use all this one. It's something like you just want to know about the overall before you go further for this case. Okay, this one is we call it the Minitab tricks. So you're able to see on this one. We show how to get it. Okay, this one is just only for you before you go further. Okay, you are researcher maybe. Okay, you are the process engineer. Maybe just look on this one. Okay, you are able to see like something like go to this column. Okay, diameter or this one. Right click. Okay, right click and you go for the conditional formatting. You can see the statistical. Okay, so you look on the out of control, meaning that you want to say that the process, is it control or not control? So just go further out of control. So for this case, maybe subgroup 5, you already know this one is subgroup 5 and then you click OK. Okay, so if let's say have the point outside that one, so we'll remark of the red color here. Okay, just only quick one before you go for the stats. For example, you go for the stat, go for the control chart, and then you go for the subgroup. Just only quick thing. Or you can go for this column, conditional formatting, statistical, and then maybe you can go for the specification limit, just our spec limit, and then maybe you can go for the 5. This one is a 0.6. Okay, and then maybe you can go for the red color here and then click OK. So you can see this one is the outside from the spec limit. This one is this sample is outside from the limit. So before you go further, you know now this process is not capable. Okay, you have two ways. Whether you want to check on go for the conditional formatting, statistical, outliers, or you go for the control and then for the specification limit. Okay, this one is two things before we ended this session. Okay, hopefully you can use of these features. Okay, these features are available for Minitab, starting with the Minitab 17. Okay, if let's say you have the old version, so you're able to use this one also.